If you can make a cake, you can make bread. Hello, and welcome back to Old School Nana. I know that a lot of you out there are experts at bread making, far more so than I am. But there may be a few folks who either are too intimidated to make bread because they thought it was far too complicated, or there just may be some of y'all that been making bread for years, and maybe you have heard of this recipe before, or maybe you haven't. But I'm going to share it with you today. This one is so simple. When I found out this recipe, I never tried anybody else after that. So the first thing it says is cream the shortening, and I need 1 cup of shortening. Now you actually measure it in some water, because otherwise if you just try to pack it down into a 1 cup measuring cup, you're very likely to get too much, or maybe you won't get enough because you didn't pack it down enough. So I'm going to add 1 cup of water to this. And what I'm going to then do next is keep adding shortening until it reaches the 2 cup mark. Then I'll pour off the water, and that will give me 1 cup of shortening. Papa just came in. He's going to join us in the kitchen. Do you mind to get that shortening ready where we can dip out shortening? Now we're going to come up to the 2 cup mark on this measuring cup. That way you know you've got a cup of shortening in there. All right? Okay. So while you're doing that, I'll try to keep this thing moving. You do the shortening.
Okay. This is all new to me. Normally, I don't get in on the baking.
How are you doing there? You got kind of mash it down. Have you reached the mark that says 2 cups? Perfect. Now use your spatula to kind of keep that shortening from dumping out in the sink.
All right, I got this.
As you dump the water.
So I got
you're
this.
You're trying to get rid of the water, keep the shortening. Cream shortening. What does it mean when they say cream? It just means take that mixer and kind of smush it all around in
Whip
the mixing
it around.
bowl. Yeah, just sort of soften it up. And I have now measured out 3/4 of a cup of sugar, and I need 2 teaspoons of salt. So when Papa finishes creaming that shortening, we'll add the sugar and the salt. Now it needs a cup of boiling water, so I'm going to get the water into the microwave and get it boiling. Yep, that looks perfect. Cream the shortening. See, that's how hard it was. All right, wow. I've measured a 3/4 cup of sugar right there. Papa, will you dump that in there?
And into the shortening?
Yeah, into your shortening. And now see, can you measure 2 teaspoons of salt? Yeah, perfect. You have now, I don't know what they would call it, incorporated the shortening, the sugar, and the salt. The water is in the microwave. I'm boiling it, and here's what it's going to say next. Add boiling water and stir until dissolved.
Just dump it in?
Yes, sir. Just dump it in. Good hot boiling water. And now you're just going to kind of, I usually just kind of stir that around. All right, now I need a cup of cold water mixed well, okay? It's perfect. It's lukewarm. It's like what my mother used to refer to as baby bath water. You know, if you've had babies, you know this. Good Lord knows I did not.
What are you doing? You didn't cut it off far enough.
Gracious, it shouldn't take this long to dump some yeast into some water. She used to say, there, kind of mix that around a little with your spatula, that, for baby bath water, she would say, put your elbow down in it, and it ought to feel just right. Because I guess somehow your hand wasn't as accurate at measuring. I'm not sure. That was just what she used to say. And once that and it won't dissolve perfectly, but once it does kind of dissolve a little bit, then add to the shortening mix, it says. Add to the shortening mix. Kind of scrape out that chunky stuff. You don't really want to leave your yeast behind if you can help it. Y'all see, that's why I just generally just dump it right on into the shortening mix. Because now you got like stuff.
Now you got to fish it out.
Yeah, but it's okay. We're trying to follow the recipe. Y'all know, if you've been around Nana for the last couple of times, you know that Nana just kind of Well, anyway.
Do I mix it up now?
Yes, sir. You can kind of mix that around. Now you want 2 eggs. I'm thinking maybe you could just use that same measuring cup. Here, I'll hold that for you.
Hold that.
Yeah. I'm thinking he could use that same measuring cup to put his eggs in.
Look at that. No eggshells.
Perfect. No eggshells. That's
Put 'em
how I
in?
like it. Yes, sir. It just add eggs and unsifted flour, mix, refrigerate, roll. Well, we're going to add the eggs.
Mix it up again?
Yeah, let's go to mixing again. I mean, like I said, if we can make a cake, we can make bread. Now, you can start adding. Oh, wait, is that a 1 cup?
Yes.
Oh, good. I couldn't get my bifocals just right. Now, I told him how to measure flour
Give me
in
a
the
knife.
spice cake recipe.
Give me a knife.
And I think you've watched it a time or two, so you probably know how to measure flour. Would it be easier if I dumped it out into something? There, that's good enough. Break it off with it. No, the back of the eye. No.
I'm getting it full
Oh,
first.
okay, okay. Perfect. But do about 3 and then mix. While he's doing that, I'm going to tell you.
Wow. Okay, I see why you did it. This thing was like really heaped up, and I poked that knife in there, and it went right down.
Yeah. Yeah, you know, you're not trying to pack it in too hard.
No,
but
no,
yeah,
no.
But if
there
you
was
don't
a
get
giant
those,
air bubble in there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just, whoop, and I'm making a mess, but that's okay.
It's okay. That was 2. Okay, let's go ahead and mix those 3 cups in with your liquid. Just kind of get that incorporated. But doesn't this just sort of remind you, if you do make any cakes or cookies or whatever, I mean, doesn't this just pretty much remind you of just, well, yeah, I can make cakes, I can make cookies, well, you can make bread. You're going to love this. We're going to move to the larger stand mixer. If you don't have a stand mixer, I mean, don't panic. You can keep going. You can keep adding more flour. I mean, how do you think our grandparents and great grandparents made bread? They didn't have a stand mixer. They dropped the eggshell on the floor. They used their hands. They used a big spoon, and they mixed and mixed and kneaded and kneaded. And if you don't have a big mixer, then don't worry about it. Keep adding flour and stirring and kneading it with your hand. Keep working that flour in until it looks like how it's fixing to look by the time we get done with it on this big mixer.
Did you see me drop the egg shells?
I heard it.
Oh, I was hoping you didn't hear it or see it, but I got it cleaned up.
Yeah, I know. You're fine. I mean, it ain't rocket science, not the end of the world. Now, I moved the camera over here because I want you to see what happened when Papa added that 10th cup of flour. Okay, turn it on for just a minute. I want them to see. You see how it's pulled away from the sides? I could grab a hold of it and it's not sticking to my fingers. I want to show y'all something that my mother taught me, and she would just call it pinching out the rolls or pinching out the bread. I know a lot of y'all know what I'm talking about. You're sitting there going, yeah, I know about pinching. And I'm going to put some flour on my hands just in case this dough decides it wants to, you know, be stickier than what it looked like. I'm just going to grab a, you know, kind of a glob of it off of here. It doesn't have to be any certain amount. It doesn't matter. But boy, oh, this is perfect. Y'all, this is perfect. It's not too dry, but it's also not so sticky that it's sticking to my hands. Well, so what she would do, she'd just kind of do like that and then just use her fingers and just sort of do boop, just like that. Perfect little hot roll. And they'll rise and they'll be beautiful. And of course we'll let you see what they look like after they rise, and we'll let you see what they look like after they bake. And they're not all this perfectly uniform and all the same size. And like I've said before, y'all, I'm not trying to make a cooking channel on the television. Just trying to make some homemade bread that I think you guys and my brother and Papa will enjoy. Now, I don't know if you can see. I should probably move this over. Come on now, y'all.
Now scooch them over like I said.
They're already starting to rise on me, which is really nice because you know why? Because that liquid was exactly the right temperature. So, no, it didn't kill the yeast. It's exactly what we wanted it to be. All right, I only need about 2 more of those.
All right, we'll do another pan.
Okay.
Does this one need to be greased?
It has not been greased. Now, I'm going to let you pinch this next panful out, okay? And quit mashing them down. Don't mash them down. With Shelley.
It was a little bit out of shape.
Stop it. You make finger dents in them. They're starting to rise already. Because, oh yes.
Y'all see that, right?
He wanted you to see how beautiful his rolls turned out. Of course they're pretty. Anyway, we're going, how about this? Because I want these guys, y'all, to get to see how beautiful his rolls turned out.
Okay, here we are. They've risen now. They're not quite double the size as they were when I made them, but you know, they'll continue to grow as they bake. And we're going to bake them in the oven at about 350. We're going to set the timer at about 20 minutes and check them. Okay, y'all, rolls are coming out of the oven, and there you have it.
20 minutes, 350.
Take a little bit of butter and just run it around over the top of them like that. And that just makes them things just shiny and pretty.
Oh, well, it doesn't hurt the flavor any either.
Oh, well, no, it doesn't hurt the flavor at all.
Oh, boy.
But it just makes them look so nice and shiny, like, you know, like maybe you knew what you were doing when you cooked this bread. These things are still pretty hot, but I just can't hardly wait. I'm going to take one of them out and have to give it a try, you know, because I'm not going to feed anybody something that I haven't tried myself. That right there to me looks like a pretty good little roll.
I'm wondering, did the bottom get okay? Oh, it's perfect. I just want to make sure it's not like burnt on the bottom, you know? Oh my word. Y'all, look at that. Tell me you can't bake bread.
You just take a little bit of butter and put over there. I like to put a little bit of butter over here.
How do you like these, like, once they're cooled and left over?
Oh, my goodness. You can take these things once they're cool and left over and split them like this. Put some butter on them like that. Put them in the toaster oven. And, oh, my goodness.
Yeah. They're as good then as they were the first time, if not better.
You've got breakfast.
Honey, could you imagine putting some honey on?
Some honey on that.
Hang on now. What do you think?
Oh, man.
Good as you remember? Because we haven't made these in a while.
It's been a long time. I'd say probably better than I remember.
Oh, good. They couldn't look any more beautiful. I put it that way. Fluffy, browned perfectly, done in the middle perfectly.
And it is delicious.
If they've been in the refrigerator, you could probably set them out, say, 4 to 5 hours before you're ready to bake them. And these little small ones in this little small pan, what did it make? 3, 6, 9. That's a lot. That's plenty for a small family. And 20 minutes later, they're ready to eat. You don't have to buy those store-bought kind that you don't even know what went into them. Sometimes you can't even pronounce the words. I can't. I mean, I read it, but I still don't know what I read. Anyways, I just cannot encourage you guys enough to make these rolls. And let me know how yours turned out, okay? We sure do thank y'all for joining us today. And I really, really hope that we have encouraged you enough to just be brave. You could do this. Let's make some hot rolls, homemade bread. It's the most important thing that we can say to you today is this. Just in case nobody has told you today, Nana and Papa love you.